I'm sitting in a churchyard in Victoria, BC. It's early morning. I got up early, came out here for a drive, sitting in the churchyard, reflecting on the history and condition of this, where I am right now. So, the past establishment of this church came into force not so long ago that we can't remember. And they came in here and with their priests and their army, and they established what they thought was a better thing to do. And they had the power, they had the technology, and they were able to overcome the people that were in this land prior to them getting here. And they had, what their intents were go and check it out. I don't know, I don't think it's that much of a search to realize that they had their thinking, and they were explorers that set out to find a better way and to establish, like somewhere else, a better place than where they came from. And I was told by natives that when they first came here, they were called drifters. They just drifted in one day. And they had their belief systems. They had their experience from where they came. And they saw this land, and it was plentiful. They could see all, just resources were everywhere. And the natives were friendly. They were welcoming. And they got their way in there, and then they brought their armies. And they took the area, and we know the history that we've been taught, what's written. But, I mean, you can look at all that, and that takes a long time, and shorten the gap, come to understanding, and see the way it happened and the way it is. Right now, the churchyard I'm sitting in is empty. The church has been closed for some time. Somebody tried to set it on fire at one point, and you can see why there may be reasons here why this church is locked and it's empty. And in Victoria, there's probably 30, 40 churches, and they're all locked too. But, look at the scene. We're under almost complete control here as people. We don't have much say. They say democracy their way, and they practice it a different way. Democracy it isn't what they say it is. They preach it, but they don't believe it. They know it's controlled. The media controls the message. And right now, if I'm reaching you, it's because it's like some way, some connection, some singularity happened where we're connecting. And I'm looking at the scene, and I'm seeing what happened brought us to the condition we're in now. And the earth is in turmoil. Like I said, we're at war. We're facing like inflation as the new pandemic. and lockdowns will be coming, and controls are ever more being brought out by incompetent governments, and we're stuck. Me as a person here, I see my history and my attempts to find out why am I here, what's going on here, where's the opportunity, a true opportunity, without being trying to receive. Like, what's given here? Nothing. We're under control. And so they took control over the land, and they took command. Now, what have they done with that? We brought, like, the fish are drying up. The resources are totally under threat everywhere, and under lock and their control of disbursement. Like, we're in one hell of a state as a world. This is turmoil. And now, what's the way through this? Is these churches, the way they got in here. The churches are all empty, and the yards are empty, and we could gather in the churchyards and decide what we're doing here. What are we doing here? What kind of controls have we got? The government's fake. I mean, the government's not real. It's a steal. That's all that was. So we need to come together. And the churchyards are empty. So there's the gathering spot. Now, how do we get together? Like, if you get an idea about how to bring people back to the way the way they started here, coming in with their priests and their armies, we now, like as people, work together and straighten this mess out. And we start in the churchyards. Thank you very much for, if you ever get to see this. I appreciate your patience.